Hello. Today we're going to learn how to hand hula hoop and maybe even a trick to go along with it. But before we start, there's a couple facts that you need to know. To really know the origin of the hula hoop is a really hard question because so many different countries had their own versions of it. But the one that inspired the plastic one we know today was actually made by Australian brand. It was made out of bamboo. The American company Whammo saw this hoop and decided to make its own plastic version. The hoop was a hit, and many people started buying it, and even some people started making their own versions of the hula hoop to be sold. Now that we know this, it's time to learn how to actually hand hula hoop. Congratulations! You made it to that part of the video where you actually go learn how to hand hula hoop. But before we start, there's a couple materials that you might need. First is a hoop. For this, it can be any size and any weight. Everything will work. Second is a glove. When you first start hand hula hooping, you're not used to it on your hands, so it might feel a little sore, so the glove should help with that. Lastly, if you want a guardian near you, that's completely fine. Just make sure that they're a distance away where they can't get hit by them. Now, let's learn. First things first is take your hand and put it on the bottom of the hoop. This should be where your knuckles are facing up and the hoop is placed between your forefingers and your thumb on your dominant hand. For your elbow wise, make sure that it's at a comfortable bend and even straight. Just make sure that it's not diagonal, that the hoop isn't diagonal to your face or your body. Next, start going in the direction and the motion where your hand is moving from your knuckles being up and the hoop being above it to your knuckles going down and your hoop being below it. Practice this motion over and over again until you're confident enough to do the next step. The next step is once your knuckles are facing down and the hoop is below it, to turn over your hand. This motion should make it so that your knuckles are touching the hoop or at least in the same direction as the hoop. Keep this motion and then grab it again and bring it down, then bring it up, turn over your hand, and keep doing that until you feel confident enough to speed up the pace, and then from there confident enough to stop grabbing it and just do little movements to keep it spinning. Now you have actually learned how to hand hula hoop. If you want to continue learning, learn with both hands so that way you can learn cool tricks and how to use both your hands at the same time. Now you can learn some tricks. Hello. Now that you have learned how to do the hand hooping, there's a trick that you can learn easily. This trick is called the lap step. It should look like this once you learn how to do it. To do it, you basically just have to hand hoop just above your head. And the only reason you do this is for momentum. So to do this, you're going to place the hoop again between your thumb and your forefinger. Now bring your hand to your side, make sure it's shoulder height and the hoop is also being shoulder height and is parallel to the ground. Make sure that your knuckles are up. Now from this area, this place, move it in front of you. So keep doing that. And then once you get to the front of you, you can turn the hoop over, which should look like you. So again, that should look like. Now once you bring it to where it's above your head, then you can just start hooping. Now keep practicing this to get better. Thank you. Thank you for watching the video. Now that you know this thing, you can learn more tricks like the toss and even more. So thank you for letting me be a part of your hula hooping journey.